Well, it is that time of the year again. It seems everywhere you turn, there is something Halloween related around every corner. In our first story, we take you to a favorite local haunt that has plenty of history, plus a little supernatural activity.
Well, we are inside the parlors of the Hermitage mansion, and we're going to talk about our ghost tour program, which is a perennial favorite here at the Hermitage.
Keith Hardison is the Director of Interpretations at the Hermitage, the home of General Andrew Jackson. In fact, history tells us Jackson loved his stately home so much he didn't really want to leave and go to the White House when he was elected as the 7th president back in 1828.
This is as close as you can get to time travel. Experience another world, experience stories that are heroic and tragic, often combined in the same people.
And the not-so-forgotten tragic tales of the Jackson family are what keep the faithful coming back, especially at this time of the year.
That even if I've done ghost tours, not really, because these are new additions, some old favorites, and some things that even we didn't know, but through research have discovered.
The Jacksons were no strangers to hardship, sorrow, death, and great loss. And many say this house remembers it all.
We have documentation for where these stories come from, and so they are rooted in factual information. And there's still some things that have come to light that, shall we say, have yet to be explained.
Like the well-documented story of two members of the Ladies' Hermitage Society who spent a not-so-peaceful night at the Hermitage way back in 1893. So, Mr. Hardison, we're in the front parlor. So these are the exact rooms where the ladies were when they heard all of the commotion.
Yes, right here. They had camped out, had a small table, a lantern, chairs, and a mattress. So all was quiet until at midnight, there arose such a clatter. There was the sound as if Jackson on horseback was leading his entire army through the entry hall. And they rushed through that door to find out what was going on, only to have the sound stop and to see nothing.
Whether tricks of the spirit or tricks of the mind, this is just one of the many historical and haunted stories you can hear on the hour-and-a-half walking tour. You will start at the Welcome Center, be guided by lantern through the gardens, and then get a very rare glimpse of the candlelit mansion after dark. When you visit the Hermitage during the day, it is interesting, educational, and quite an experience. But when you visit it at night, it is something entirely different. That is when the legends of the dual partners, the haunted love affair, the mysterious illnesses, and sudden deaths all come to life. And trust us, it is an entirely different experience.
If you've never been to the Hermitage at night, that in and of itself, without the stories, is a totally different vibe. It's a very special experience. But with those stories, it is an unforgettable combination that you don't want to miss.
And fittingly, the final stop is the final resting place of Andrew Jackson and his beloved wife, Rachel. And some say you might just catch a glimpse of the general making his nightly rounds.
Rachel died in December of 1828, right after he had been notified that he had won the presidency. Jackson, there was not a cemetery here at that point, so Jackson buries her in her favorite place at the plantation, which is her garden. And when Jackson came home from the White House, as long as he physically was able, he would make the short walk out here and talk to her for a while, talking about how he loved her and telling what had been going on in his day and so forth. His slab is very plain, that it's only General Andrew Jackson, the date of his birth, the date of his death. There is no epitaph because his name speaks for itself.
So if you're a history buff or just enjoy the unexplained, join in the ghost tours, the tragedy and mystery of the Hermitage, from mid-September until the end of October.
History doesn't make people, people make history. And we see ourselves in history, but we also see the adventures, the sacrifices, the achievements, the sadness and tragedy, and it's in a sense a reflection of us.
How did you like the story? We'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you enjoyed it, we have a lot more where that came from. Here's one you might like, and please click here to subscribe so you'll know when we premiere new videos. Thanks for watching.